Welcome. Have you ever woken up or through your day starting wanting to eat sweets, craving sugar? And this morning I got up and I had my breakfast of eggs, actually, and gluten-free toast, and I was fine. But then I started wanting to have a sweet. And so then I thought, I'd love to work on this on myself and use the belief code and show you what can happen. And I can tell you, I'm like craving sweets or something sweet after meals. It's like a 5 on a 10 scale. And let's just see what happens. And some of you know me, Barbara Belmont, and those who don't, I am a holistic stress reduction practitioner, and I use a variety of techniques and have for over 10 years. EFT, emotion code, body code, and now the belief code. And I'm so excited to use the belief code because, and this was all the emotion code, the belief code, and the body code is all out of discoverhealing.com. And they provide the training and the certification for all these for these modalities. And it starts out with the emotion code. That's level 1. Body code is level 2. The belief code is level 3, and it was just released in October, and I went to the first training. So, and I use this with my clients. We use it on a variety chronic stress issues, anywhere from not being able to sleep, from feeling like their house is cluttered, as well as relationships. They want to improve their relationships, and I'm really loving it. So I thought I would show this to you. And so let's share the screen. There is the screen for belief code as well as the body code. That's what I'm going to be using today, as well as the emotion code. All right. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you find this of value today. So as I said, I woke up and I'm like, I didn't notice it till after I ate my breakfast and I wanted something sweet. And so I asked myself, and I'm using muscle testing. And those of you who understand muscle testing, have ever been to a chiropractor who uses muscle testing, we can learn to do this ourselves, and doing things like the sway test and other ways of, I use sometimes my fingers, which today I'm using ring on ring. And all of that is explained again on discoverhealing.com. So let's get into it. And I'm going to ask myself a question, and I'm going to ask my subconscious a question. And what we're dealing with are subconscious beliefs. Let me show that to you, what I'm talking about. Okay. So here's the explanation. A belief is a subjective view held by the subconscious mind that something is true or false, right or wrong, and is the filter through which life is viewed and experienced. Beliefs represent a broad and absolute truth created by self-conclusion, suggestion, or you may even inherit these. So let me go back. So these unwanted, we're dealing with releasing. What we want to do is discover them first, and of all these beliefs, and they're in the form of negative programs, limiting beliefs, a faulty core belief, and a faulty core identity. And so I just asked myself, using the muscle testing, as I stated, I asked help first because I'm grateful and thankful to be doing this today. Hey, do I have a belief or belief system that's contributing to my craving for sugar? And I'd say after meals, but it's at any time that could happen. And I get a yes. And is that what's called a basic belief system? Yes. And that's the most common one. And so let me go into explanation of that. Show it to you right on the screen. So that's the most common type of belief system. Imagine you're a tree, and we have a negative program, limiting beliefs, a faulty core belief, and a faulty core identity. And you can have up to 4 negative programs, 4 negative limiting beliefs, usually 1 faulty core belief and 1 faulty core identity. So let's get into this. So what is my negative program? Let's go discover this. Left side. This is communication. Left side. Expression. And when we look at the expression area, we have always in this, always has the same telling us what the beliefs, what we're doing, the subconscious belief, what the definition is. Now, this affects communication belief relationships, affect these areas. And I love this. And when I'm doing a session with the client, he or she is able to see this. Sometimes they make that connection sometimes of, oh, I'm having issues in this areas. And this is not for diagnosis at all. Any medical issues, we always make sure somebody's going to a physician. They may use my services for the stress-related issues in regard to having an illness or chronic illness, pains and what have you. All right, so I'm in this section, but we don't know which one it is. So section 2. There's 8 possibles, which one it is. So is that an odd, even? 2, 4. I can't say anything until I know their thoughts. Interesting. Their thoughts. Okay. Any other negative program? There is. So let me write that down because I'm going to read those back to you. Then after we discover all of them, then we're going to basically find the imbalances and release all these imbalances that are giving those beliefs power. So now I'll go back to the home. Okay. This is in survival. Left side, dependency. So we're in that safety and security, affecting those areas. So we're going to go down to the negative statements. Okay. This is an even section. It's in 4. Okay. 10 choices. Is it an odd row? No, it's an even. So I'll just not even look at it. 2, 4, 6. Oh boy. I need to help others solve their problems. And I can see how that's been operating, definitely, in my life, through my life. Any other negative program? No, there's a limiting belief. Let's discover these. Is that on the left? Yes. This is in love. Left, right. Responsibility. So this affecting the heart chakra, you see all these connections here, your thymus gland, the muscles, system, Maslow's hierarchy. So again, I'm always going to those negative statements The positive statements are there for at the very end, which in some cases we need to replace these beliefs. Section 2. Even, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so nothing is coming up. I gotta, is it in section 2? So this tells me, because I wasn't getting anything, that means I just need to drink some water or, and then walk around, okay? Need to. Yeah, so because sometimes I'm not getting a clear reading, and so that tells me my body maybe need to move around as I did, or sometimes it's just I haven't had enough water yet. Ah, limiting belief. I need to pretend to be someone I'm not. Right. Right. Any other limiting belief? No, faulty core belief. Left, right. This is in power. This is in strength. Okay, so this is affecting confidence, self-esteem, adrenal glands, all these connections, muscles. Let's get into the negative statements. Right? Is that an odd? No, it's an even. Is that 2, 4, 6? Mhm. Mhm. 2, 4. Interesting. I need to follow the dictates of my family. Is interesting. That's a faulty core belief. And I can actually see that. My family, I had I was one of 10 siblings, and a lot of things were going on around. We moved several times. And I could see how this could be playing out. But and I just accept that this is what's in my subconscious, and we're going to deal with it. All right. You just have an intention to find out what they are and release them. Okay. Now, what's the faulty core identity? Survival. Sabotage. I like that picture there. Self-sabotage. Many of us do that. Okay, safety, security. Again, we're looking at all the survival belief relationships. It's just very helpful to make these connections. So let's find out what that faulty core identity is. Is that an odd? No, this is even. 6. So let me, so as I said, I'm using this kind of ring on ring method. And when I get a strong, that's my answer. It's my yes. We can only ask a yes or no questions. If it was a no, it just kind of just it doesn't hold. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. odd, even. Is that 2, 4, 6, 8? So this is 10. Faulty core identity. I never get anything done. So when I read these back, so I have the negative program of I can't say anything until I know their thoughts. At the another negative program, I need to help others solve their problems. And because why? Because I need to pretend to be someone I'm not. Interesting. Why? I need to follow the dictates of my family. And why? I never get anything done. So that's the flow. And now we want to look at the energy that's, we want to, because the imbalances that I'm going to be showing you and releasing in myself before I release the beliefs is what's giving these beliefs power. So I always start with the negative, with the emotions. And that's the first stage in the certification stage, basically level 1. And this is just dealing with all those, the emotional baggage that every one of us has. And it's where we weren't able to resolve the situation. And we either have our own, we can absorb it, we can inherit it, share it with others. There's different types of these, the negative baggage. So is left A, B, odd, even, 2. So lack of control. Now that can be, is that 1? The other thing is there's 2 types of lack of control. Is that my own lack of control? No. It's when there was something else that happened that I had no control over. Somebody else decided something and I had no control over that. So I trapped this belief of lack of control. This emotion of lack of control. All right. Is there any more? So it's just that one. All right. So now I'm going to take a magnet. I can take my fingers on the governing meridian. We're going to use this part here, but it goes all the way down your spine. So in person, when I do it, I go down a person's spine. All right. I'm just going to release these. Our intention is releasing that lack of control. Any other trapped emotions? No. All right. So now I go to the second level, so to speak. Left, right. So it's a misalignment. We can have many things that are misaligned. Left, right. Skeleton. Okay. Left, right. This is in my axial skeleton. Left, right. Teeth. This is in my thoracic cage. Something here is unhappy, misaligned in some way. Left, right. True. My sternum. Okay. So this brought us here. It indicates a misalignment is present. Sometimes they have an associated imbalance, such as a trapped emotion. We're going to ask that question. So let me just write. And this also, we ask, is the sternum happy? No. Are there associated imbalances? Yes. So we need to clear that first. Are those trapped emotions? Yes. And most of the time, I always start there. A, B, odd, even. Let's go and see it. Shock. Is that one shock? Yes. All right. Is this my own trapped emotion? Yes. All right. Anything else we need to know? Anything associated? No. All right. Our intention, releasing that trapped emotion of shock. Oh, now I'm yawning. This is always a good sign of release. Any other trapped emotions? No. Any other associated imbalances that's affecting the sternum? Yes. Left side, is that energy? Mhm. Left is that post. Mental energy. Left, right, is that a memory field? No, this is in programming. Is that on the left? Is that despair anchor? So these are really interesting. Do I have one of these? Yes. So I have a despair anchor. It's the energy of a negative statement that is perceived as truth by my subconscious mind. There is a chart down here, and we're going to get into it. I'll show that to you, and we'll figure this out. Is it in this chart? Yes. All right. So your subconscious, being a computer, will seek to verify or fulfill that direction or that truth. And it's usually created from severe or repetitive negative thought patterns that are often related to feelings such as despair, self-abuse, resentment, and shame. They affect us externally, but the effect is mostly internally. Affects our emotions, our self-image, can create future negative thought patterns. It creates that vicious cycle in that loop. So let's find out. Is this one? Yes. Column A, B, odd, even. Six. Okay. Isn't this interesting? Let's see how this despair anchor of I'll never be loved. From a large family, we were always trying to get what we needed and loved, and there just really wasn't any time because there were too many of us, and I understand that. And there's a lot of gifts out of that because we became very independent and we had to do things a lot on our own. And but there was that underlying there. Again, well, I don't, it's how it was. And my parents did the best they could. They really could. So let's just ask in regards to the despair anchor. Is there anything else we need to know about it? Is it exactly I'll never be loved? Yeah. Is that the right wording? 100%. Yes. Anything associated? No. All right, let's just release this despair anchor of I'll never be loved. Excuse me, I know I'm yawning. You can see that yawn. Any other imbalances connected to the sternum? No. So is the sternum? All right, let's just realign the sternum. Okay. So I got all the associated imbalance that connected to this. And as I'm looking at this, I do see a pattern here, and I can see how it could relate to sugar because we, with a large family, sugar treats were not plentiful. And a lot of times treats were used as trying to show us love, and that's all they could do at the time. And I know they love me, so I'm not, I'm really revealing myself out here. And that's okay, because this is what I'm doing this. I'm willing to do this to help you. That we all have these things and we don't have to record anybody's session. It's very private. Okay, all right. Any other, okay, sternum's happy. Any other imbalances that are contributing to these, the power, giving these beliefs power? Yes. So go pathogen, nutrition or lifestyle. Okay. Sleep, outside need. This is a magnetic field. And when I go, all right, so is that a distorted? Yes. Distortion. You can also have a deficiency. But I find that when I do any traveling, my magnetic field is not connected to the Earth's, our body's magnetic field is not connected to the Earth's magnetic field. So I have to take my shoes off and make sure, of course, in the winter, we can't be doing that, but I try to ground as much as possible because I want to bring back that magnetic field, my body's magnetic field. So these are the symptoms of that. And yep, sometimes I do feel have some dizziness on occasion, and then I look to see if I have drinking enough water, am I resting enough? But this is one of the causes or one of the symptoms, so to speak. Not that I have all of these. So let's look down. Do we need to know any details? We do. Usually they ask the age of occurrence. Is that in the first half? No, second half. So isn't that the last 5 years? 5 to 10 years ago, 10 to 15 years ago, 10, 11, 12, around 13 years ago. So it's almost 2024. So that was around 2010. It could be 2009, 10, or 11, somewhere in that. I don't know why it's showing me this, but the subconscious wants me to know of when this happened or when it was distorted. And this is contributing to my craving that sugar. I'm out of balance and I'm just releasing these imbalances that are contributing to that. All right. Do we need to know any more? No. Do I need to know? It does ask, do I need to know location in the body? No, I don't need to know that. Is there anything associated? Is there associated imbalance? No. All right, our intention. All right, we're going to do this last piece here. Thank you for bearing with me here. My intention is to restore balance to the magnetic field. And that feels good. Oh boy. This is amazing. All right, any other imbalances? No. So now we've cleared out all the power, what's giving these beliefs power. And now I'm going to go back and release these beliefs. These faulty beliefs, these ones that I don't want. All right. Releasing, I can't say anything until I know their thoughts. Releasing, I need to help others solve their problems. I need to pretend to be someone I'm not. I need to follow the dictates of my family. I never get anything done. Okay. Those are all gone. Now, were all of those mine? So they weren't suggested and they weren't inherited. So we always assume that it's unless sometimes I'll just get an inkling to ask that question, whether it's inherited or not. So we'll just release that. So now I want to know here, I'm going to go back up to the belief code. And I'm now wanting to do this down here. All right. Does my subconscious needs, do I need to remove the subconscious gap? can I just swipe with the magnet? Do I need replacements? No. So this is really simple. And most of the time, this is what a person needs. All right. Our intention is to remove the subconscious gap. And now the session is complete. 1, 2, 3 days of processing and integration. And I'm going to make sure I drink plenty of water and rest when I need to. Processing and integrating well, yes. And usually I find with the belief code that that it really does go smoothly within. I think some of my clients will say, after 5 days, they have a 5-day processing and integration, and they'll get halfway through it and they'll realize, oh, I have all this energy. And then they could see those shifts, and it's very subtle sometimes. And this is a wonderful, wonderful process. So if I'm thinking about, I'm going to go back to the craving for sugar. I don't have any craving for sugar right now. And that feels good. And yeah, so I hopefully will keep you noticed on what happens here. And so I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to stop the share. But I thank you very much for being here and watching this whole process with me. It feels encouragement and supporting me. And we all need that. If anybody would like to, if you're curious and you would have a chronic issue you'd like to discuss with me, we do that we do it privately. Go to www.barbaraebelmont.com and then send me a message and we can set up a time to meet. I do most of my sessions online, on Zoom, or the phone, sometimes just the FaceTime. But I'd like to be able to see you. And we see what's going on and if we're a good fit. And then we can work together. We make a joint decision in that. So I will let you know in regards to how this, hopefully, I'll be able to post because this really, getting these out of the way, craving sugar can really get my, and actually my weight has been going down. I've been using this process on various things, so I'm not overeating in something. You can use this, especially with weight. You can use it for what is the beliefs or any of their, what is causing, we get to the root cause of why somebody's overeating, and it's can be emotional eating and all those kinds of things. But is there a belief system that's associated with that? Is their belief system, and I even ask my clients that are working on their trying to reduce weight of what is your subconscious okay with weighing? And that's revealing because you at a certain weight, and it's because some people will say, I only get to a certain point and I can't go further down because it gets stuck. And we find out what's going on and you do a session on that piece right there to have it become so that their subconscious is comfortable with weighing less. And then you start seeing these changes. It's very subtle. It's over time. It's not like a quick scheme or anything like that, but it's working on those imbalances that have been contributing to our issues. And now that we have the belief code and we're looking at those faulty beliefs that have been there, some for a long, long time, and we're able to release those as well. And that's what's been driving the bus. As one of my mentors says, it's been driving the bus. But thank you very much again. Contact me at www.barbaraebelmont.com for your personal and confidential consultation. Have a great day.